Another extremely important component going alongside your physical health is your mental health, and that's really worth talking about. In some ways, some physical things can be overcome on the trail. With the right first aid in your kit, you can patch yourself up and make it through your hike. But if your mental health deteriorates, it's the one thing that's going to drive you off the trail more than anything else. So that's something that we really need to talk about. Something to think about before you even get onto the trail. And I'm going to call this thought having your house in order, which means before you leave home, try not to get in the situation where you're feeling tense before you leave because you've had arguments with your loved ones or the people close to you, because then you're going to ruminate on those thoughts while you're on the trail. So if you can, have your house in order before you leave. Try and make your peace with everything in your life before you go on your hike. And I know that's not easy for any of us because there's so many things going on in our lives, but as best you can, have your house in order before you start on your hike. Have a reason, a really compelling reason to go on your hike, particularly a long hike. Don't get caught up on YouTube videos that show you parts of a popular trail, and in a sense it romanticizes it. You see all the beautiful scenery, but you don't see what's going on behind the scenery, where people are struggling. They may have blisters, they're struggling with the weather and many other things, insects. It could be anything they're struggling with, but you don't see that. So don't expect everything to be like the beautiful video you see of the trail you're going to go on. Expect things to turn nasty, they often do, and you have to be prepared for that. Get those thoughts in your head before you go. Don't romanticize the trail, because as much as there are some fantastic parts of the trail, there's always going to be the parts that you got to get through to get to those parts. The next point I want to bring up in this mental process is don't focus on long-term goals. When you start off in your hike in the morning, don't start to think of, oh, when I get to camp I'm going to do this, and don't start to drift into the future. In a sense, the trail can keep you in the moment, which is the safest place to be with your thoughts. And as I say, some trails can do that. Some trails are tougher than others. You may be on a trail that's not particularly well signposted, so you've got to make sure of that. There could be difficult terrain, rocks you're going over. You could be crossing logs over streams. You're going to have to be careful when you've got your heavy pack on. So all these things keep you in the moment, and that's what you want. As I say, some hikes allow you to do that naturally. You just can't avoid that. You have to be in the moment, otherwise there's going to be accidents, you're going to take the wrong turning, etc. So as much as you can, stay in the moment. Another really important thought to hold in your mind while you're hiking is to be thankful for what you have got. Gratitude, in other words. As an older hiker, I often look back over my life, my school years, my teenage years and beyond, and think of all the people I've known that never made it who were killed in accidents, or their lives were cut short by illnesses. And that's something I keep in my mind, and that forever makes me grateful to have experienced a life where I've got to the point that I am now. And another point to remember is that even what I'm doing today, when I'm out on a day hike, is there's so many people in the world that can't even experience what I'm doing today. Through misfortune, ill health, or whatever. They would just love to be doing what I'm doing. So that's a thought to hold in your head, to be grateful for what you have got, because many people don't have what you've got. No matter how little that is, there's always someone worse off than yourself. Don't compare yourself to other hikers you may meet on the trail. Don't start comparing what equipment they've got, how it's better than yours. They seem more professional than you, they might be stronger than you, they hike faster than you. Don't start making these comparisons. Hike your own hike. Be authentic. And I don't know if that's something that comes along as you get older. Once upon a time on the trail I used to feel like that, but I don't feel like that anymore. I'm who I am. If you don't like it, then tough. That doesn't mean I'm rude to people. It doesn't mean I don't do the right thing when I can. But while I'm doing that, if that's not good enough, then that's fine by me. And I think that's the type of attitude I'm trying to convey to you when I'm saying hike your own hike and don't compare yourself to other hikers that you may meet on the trail. When you're in solitude for longer periods of time, you've been on your hike for days, a week, maybe longer, naturally your thoughts start to change. The ruminations and thoughts that you started with when you're going in your mind, going back over things, that starts to dissolve as you almost become one with nature. It's like you don't have possessions anymore, you just blend in. And that's a fantastic feeling that I've experienced, and no doubt many other hikers have experienced on long hikes. So the thoughts I've given you, obviously they're going to be in your mind as well, they're going to help, but it's just getting through that first period until you get into your long hike. Hike and Seeker signing out. I hope I've presented a few thoughts there for you to think about. Take care, and I hope to see you on another video soon. Goodbye.